Okay, right, so we're trying to getting it back together now. We've got the new belts in, the swinging arm is in, and I've got the rear shocks loosely bolted on. I haven't got anything firm yet because we've got to set up this little lot here. Let me just pop you guys down and then I'll set you guys up so that you can see what's going on. Yeah, just excuse me a minute while I get it all aligned. Okay, I've got the other side in, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be here on here, right? So this is the first bit that goes in, that's going to go in on there because that's like a little dust seal, and then we put in the rubber mount on. And then we just put in the nut on loosely. That's what it says in the instructions. So we get the little bit of never sees around everything. Bloody dog woke up. Right, that goes on there, and then that. I need 4 hands. Never sees on the back of that, and that then slides into place there, and then I've got to lean across and just wallop the doodah in. Just hang on. That should be roughly it. As you can possibly see, we've had a bit of a clean up around here because it was somewhat grubby. Right. So that goes there on. We just let's do this again, shall we? Right. So I want to show you guys something. Pop it back on there like that. Right, there are 2 ways around this can go. You've got the hole that side is smaller than the hole that side because it's been counterbored, and the counterbore goes inwards, right? Just so that you know, the counterbore goes inwards, and but it never sees on there, and then we go. And this just needs to be finger tight. It needs to be finger tight because we need to be able to move these around a bit to get it all to sit in nicely. And I think that was fairly close-ish. Right, you see we've got a little bit of movement there, and that will be taken up when we put these in. I might actually just give it a little bit more. Oh, grab my tools. Right, so, right, where were we? Yes, 1, 2, 3. Right, so we've got it tightened up now, but it's not tight, yeah. So what I'll do now is I'll get I need that, and I need the 2 bolts, which are, that goes up that way, because that's the, let me just check this, okay. Right, so we've got that in position, so this now fits on top of that to hold it in place, and you'll notice there's a pin in there that matches with the hole when we find it in there. Okay, so what we're going to do is pop some gunge on here as well. seeing as this is a major assembly, as it were. Right, so we pop that into there, make sure it's in the pin, and swivel it in position, and then we get the bolts in. That'll just sit there, and then with the bolts, the never sees on there. Get that one in. Now, these might take some wriggling because, of course, this is part of the gearbox mount at the back end, yeah, which is why I shoved a chock or a lump of wood under the gearbox to keep it in place. So, right, a bit more on that one. That one goes in there. Where's my socket? Got a socket somewhere for this. Whoop. Right, so I don't want these up too tight yet, because we've got to have a little bit of room for manoeuvring. Put the extension on there, and I might just have to move you guys to one side to get in there to do it. Oh no, we can cope, can't we? Right. Now to get this one in. Is it going in, or is it not going in? Because these can be a real pain in the bum. And now my socket's just rolled down the drive. Oh, it's Bank Holiday Monday, by the way, which is fun, isn't it? What did I do yesterday? Yesterday I cleaned up around the back of the gearbox, and I painted the rusty bits of the swinging arm, and then I took the rest of the day off. Certainly didn't want to play ball yesterday. So the plan is to concentrate more on the back end at the moment than on the primary. Right, so basically that's it for here. I'm going to do the same round the other side, and then we'll torque it up, and then that's that bit done. So right, we're back again. So what we're going to do now, I've already done that side, so we're going to torque these two up. The setting is 32 to 42, so I'll do it to about 35, and then we'll be doing the middle one, and that goes to 45 according to the book. So I'll do these two first. Oh, excuse me. Do these two first. I'm using my old analog torque gauge. I've had this for, well, I must have bought this when I was in my 20s, so I've had it a long time, and it still does the business. Nothing to go wrong with them, I suppose. Not as accurate as a modern torque wrencher comes, but we're talking Harley Davidson here, aren't we? The important thing is, although these are engine mounting points, don't over torque them, because it is a boss that's cast into the frame, and yeah, I suppose if you strip that boss, then life gets even more difficult, as if it wasn't difficult enough doing this bloody bolt change. So, there we go, that one, and that one. They're on. Now change the socket now. Now I've got it it all locked off the other side, so we shouldn't have any problems tightening this up. Okay. And now we've got 45 on here. Okay, that's 30. That's 40. And that's 45. So there we go. That's that done. It's a lot easier putting it back on than it was taking it off, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to pop the chrome accents on there now. I have got them close to hand. There we go. Got them close to hand. We'll pop that one in there, and that one goes on the other side, and I'll do that shortly. Right, so now we've done this, I'm going to do the back wheel, because I want the back wheel on, and that will, I mean, I can put this on then a bit later on. We'll do the business with the inner primary after I've got the back wheel on, I think. Yeah, because that should be fairly straightforward. But, anyway, we can get rid of that out of there. I don't need the chock in the gearbox anymore. So that's all held in now. It's all back torqued in, all tickety-boo, and ready for the next job, which is filling that gap there with the back wheel. And so you don't need to watch me do that. You've all taken back wheels off before and put them back on. So yeah, so that's very boring. So when I come back with you guys, it'll be to put that on. So, right, so we're now going to put the primary case on. We've done a little bit of cleaning up. I've lubricated the bearing face there. A little bit of gobbo in places where I think we need it, and we'll pick this up and put it on. So get it in the right hole. There we go. Oh, going up. There we go. That's got it. That's good. That's fairly straightforward, isn't it? Okay. So the bolts. So we've got two in the front there, one there, and one in there. There's these two here, one in there, and one in there, and then we've got these two. Now one is longer than the other, so my guess is that the long one, and that's that one. Oh, quite possibly. Right, let's whip them up and find out, shall we? Using me quarter drive first, just to get everything. And then, and of course, we've got one to put in underneath at the back, but I shall. So if we do it to about 15, then we won't be far off, will we? That's 15. That's 15. That's 15. Now I know some of you hardened engineers out there, or hard bikers, go, no, I don't do it that way. Well, I'm afraid what I don't want is, I don't want any more whoopsies. I don't. It's Bank Holiday Monday, and the loonies are about. That's 15. I call them loonies. but then that's just me. Right, I need the next bit. Oh, right, I must admit I prefer the sound of a big 4-stroke than a high-speed little revvy thing. That's just me, I suppose. 15. Bring me down there. 15. Right. Go around it one more time because it'll have settled a little. Spot on. Spot on. Yep, that's okay. And that's okay. Yeah, I must admit, back in the old days when I used to tighten things up to, used to get trained on how to tighten stuff up so that you knew just how far you could go before it all sheared and fell off. I'm afraid those days are long gone. I like it to be done properly. Right, so all I'm going to do now is just bend these lock tabs over. Then I'm going to go under there and I'm going to put that one in. And then it's the starter motor. That'll be next. Okay, so at the starter motor side now. That's where we go in. We've got a little torch because without it I think it's going to be a bit dark, and it just adds a little bit of ambience to the scene, as it were. And then we might be able to see a little bit what's going on. It's a little dark down there, isn't it? Can't remember where I had it now. Anyway, lots of bikes about today. It's a bank holiday Monday, and lots of folks giving it large, and I hope they all survive the issue, because here in Lincolnshire we do have a problem with that kind of thing. I mean, I used to do that when I was young, but I'm a little bit more sedate these days, despite what some people would have you believe. Yes, so I don't know what I'm doing. Possibly, yes, everything's going on there. Right, so this one is going into here, goes behind there, and these wires are coming up there. Okay, so I'm gonna roughly in that position, and these are going to be coming up there. Well, actually one of them comes down, so let's get the wires in right the first time. So it's just messing about then. Okay. Make sure that's on. Get the earth wire out of the way. There we go. Yeah, then we can bung them under there as and when, I think. Right. So, and on top of this, of course, we have this little dealie. Sits on there. And what have we done with the bolts? There we go. So we've got ones going, excuse my arm. One is going in there. No, it's not, it's going in there. I can't see if we're looking there. There's one in there. And the next one is over the other side. It's a bit dark over there. But yeah, this is a two-handed and a boing. Oh, that's nice. My phone's telling me how clever it's been again. It is somewhat annoying when equipment does that. So look at me, aren't I clever? But hey ho. Gotta get that in a few threads, and then can I see what's going on here? I'm miles away from it. Look, I want to be down there. Oh, this is a pain in the bum, because I'm trying to do this. There we go. You go over there. Not that far off now, are we? No. I know where I want it to be. This is going to be edited somewhat, isn't it? So I'm going to buy attach them on. Yeah, having trouble with fingers this afternoon. Maybe I've got someone else's in my hand. There's one. Right, okay. Well, I think that's that for it now. Can't do any more now until we get the clutch centre. The jack shaft is in, the starter's on the other side. The gear linkage is now connected. We've got the sprocket boss there. Rear wheels on, belts, new belts on. Not tensioned yet. I shall wait until the clutch is in properly for that. But even though we've got the support bearing there, I don't want to get too much weight on it until we've got some oil splashing around the place. So yeah, so we're now kind of stuck until we get a clutch inner hub, as it were. Yeah, which is a pain. So that's going to be at least a couple of weeks now before I can finish the job off, because of course it'll have to come from Europe. Yeah, it's amazing how long post takes these days. Anyway, bye for now. Thanks for following me, and we'll continue when we get the clutch inner. So stay safe, have a good time, and thanks for watching. Right, well, the part is in from Hog Parts UK. Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. Lovely service, and got no phoned up on it's Saturday afternoon now. Phoned up on Tuesday morning, and it was here today. And when you consider they didn't have it in stock, so it had to come from the warehouse to them, and from them to me. And I think that was, it's fantastic, can't fault it. So this is the old one. Yeah, as you can see, it's a steel core, cast aluminium, that's been machined. Yeah, obviously the weaknesses are these, because they're alloy. They're threaded a long way, but they are alloy, and apparently it splits here because there's a weakness there. So I'll just chuck that one out of the way. Now, I've actually installed this now into the clutch, so I'll hold it here. So what we've got here is basically it's all steel, bar this bit here. You can see where it's bolted on to the steel to the machine steel outer. So it's a lot heavier. Same sort of fitting at the back. Inside, instead of having this horrible cast finish, it's actually nice machined inside. I wish I'd thought about videoing it before I put it in the clutch. But still, she's in now, so it's all going in now. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day putting it back together. As you can see, she's mostly back together now. I'm not going to video it because You guys have already, you've stayed with me on the taking apart bit, and I don't want to bore you to death putting it back together. So I'm going to get the primary on now, and hopefully by within 2 or 3 hours time she'll be running. Anyway, when I get the primary all back together, I'll film some more, and I'll talk you through what I've done. So anyway, that's it for now. Primary's back together. I know that looks a bit loose, but it is the correct tension. Took me a while to sort the clutch out, because to take up the slack for any wear, and of course we've got the new clutch hub, which alters things slightly. So I've had to we're now, instead of being on position A, which we're now on position B for the bolts. So it's a little bit more pressure on the spring, and yeah, I mean, you might be able to see it moving there. It's all set up now, everything's torqued down. So now it's primary case on. I've got the footboard to put on, I've got the rear footboard to put on, same that side, then the bag's on, and we should be a goer. Well, of course, once I've filled the primary with oil, and I've got some ATF to go in there, so that should be pretty good. And so hopefully in a couple of hours, that'll be a pain. That's always a pain, that footboard. It really is. It's a pain in the bum, the way it's bolted on in 3 places, and you can't get to that one. It's really difficult. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, let's crack on. The gasket's all clean, ready to go, and so we'll just put it on, get everything bolted down, go make a cup of tea, and that'll give everything a chance to settle. Then I can come back and we'll do some more. Anyway, this will possibly be the last video in the series now. I don't see any point in making any more. You've seen it all before. Yeah, it's what I'm going to do next is very dull. Not that the taking it to bits was that exciting. So anyway, goodbye for now. Thanks for watching this little series on DIY Harley repairs. As you can see, they're built like brick doings in some places, and yeah, it's a bit cheap in others, like that clutch basket. But anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now. Well, that's it. All back together and running. Quite a job, I think you'll agree. I didn't go through all of the steps of putting it back together just so far, because the rest is fairly basic, just throwing bits and pieces on. So anyway, I hope you found these videos informative, and they've given you maybe the confidence to have a go at it yourself, rather than take it down to a local dealership and have them rip you an arm and a leg. So anyway, that's about it. So you all know the drill by now. So that just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Take it easy. Oh, pardon me, it's my cup of tea. See, I've got a cup of tea on the go here. Very nice indeed. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you all again soon, and keep it rubber side down. Safe riding, guys. Enjoy.